Well, after the break, we start the second part of the concert with a secular cantata by Bach, which are not so many, he has, but not so many as church cantatas, of course. The secular cantata, of course, it was not meant to be performed during a church, in the church service also not in the church place. So, because of that, we don't perform with organ, because the meaning of the music is very different, so the organ is not sounding on that piece. So the cembalo will be performing instrument like this, harpsichord or cembalo. The coffee cantata it is a later work by Bach. He composed it. Actually, nobody knows it was a commission, or simply he wrote it together with Picander. Picander is the text writer, and is the same text writer as the Matthäus Passion. He wrote it together with him just for fun, or to be performed in a house or in a cafe. It's funny because it's actually a cantata talking about addiction to coffee, and it's actually something was a little bit negative. It was a little bit seen as negative in that time, to be addicted to something other than God. So some people were like Lutheran people, like be careful, because this is not good to be addicted to something like that, to drink coffee the whole day. But Bach composed this satirical piece, Coffee Cantata, about addiction to coffee, like a mini opera. It's actually like a mini opera, a small opera of 20 minutes, actually performed in a cafe. So it's a little bit ironic, you know? It is talking about addiction to coffee, and better not, and he composed it and then performed it in a cafe. So it is a little bit like a joke, you know? In any case, the composition has no choir, so it is only for soloists, 3 soloists, tenor, who is the person who tells the story, so the tenor sings only recitativo secco. Recitativo secco is an Italian invention or for opera. So in order to in the drama, in the opera drama, so to advance the tempo in the musical tempo, let's say, they became a convention to almost speak the text with pitches, with high and low, in a style that became called recitativo secco. So it is almost recitation, but dry, because it's only accompanied by the cello and a cembalo. So one person, 2 persons, so one person on a keyboard instrument and one person on a melodic instrument. So they will perform, they will say a lot of text only one time, so they can save a lot of time. They can tell many things happen, and he said this and he said that, and then they do. In a certain moment, they arrive to a point of interest where there is, for example, an intention to stop there and to think about, to reflect about something that happened. In that case, they insert an aria, and the aria is the feeling of the heart, or the feeling of the person who is sing an aria, and then it's only one very little short text repeated many times. So that is completely contrast with recitativo. Recitativo is a lot of text only said one time, and the aria is one long piece, a lot of cantabile, not really secco, but just cantabile, but repeated many times. And this is the opposite. So Bach, in this case, going back to the coffee cantata, the tenor has only secco recitativos, introducing the scene and explaining a little bit, like jokingly, he came, look at what's happening now, and things like that. So it's a little bit like funny role. And then comes the daughter and the father, and they have, so the father is the bass, and the daughter is a soprano, and they have a discussion already from the beginning, and it goes about coffee. And the girl is crazy about coffee. She cannot stop drinking coffee the whole day, every day. And the father is tired of it, so he wants to get rid of it. So he presses her, he fights with her every time. Finally, he said, well, if you don't stop drinking coffee, then you will not have anything. I will not give you money, I will not give you... so every time less. He tried to at a certain moment he said, okay, then you will not marry also. And in that moment she had like a shock. She said, okay, if you find me a husband, then I stop coffee. And this is very funny, but very wise and funny, but of course satirical elements, no? So this piece then was performed there in Leipzig in the Café Zimmermann. We don't know, it's very possible with the Collegium Musicum, that is, it was an ensemble of musicians not belonging officially to the church, to Leipzig, but they were performing more instrumental music. For example, we know that Bach performed in the Café Zimmermann with his sons, Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach and Wilhelm Friedman Bach, the cembalo concertos by him, with 2 cembalos or 3 cembalos, even 4 cembalos. So there was a very much music going on in that city, apart from the church. So this piece then will be the opening, the coffee cantata will be the opening of the second half, and the orchestra, of course, use the cembalo, not the organ, I said that already. The string orchestra is complete, and plus 1 traverso. So it is, in this case, the orchestra will be reinforced, but actually the traverso is much more important because it's a solo instrument. And the traverso has an important role in this piece. So, so please, if you like to hear a piece of Bach which is not really very religious, that is the moment. That is after the break. We will perform the piece. So please come and listen and enjoy Bach secular music.